Well, good morning, everybody. And today we are taking a look at a new product. This is actually a product from OLEAP, and we've done some reviews on OLEAP gear before, but this is kind of new. This is, as you guys can see it right here, this is the OLEAP Archer. It's an AI meeting headset. So you can use this, of course, for well, basically, you can use it as a Bluetooth headset if you want, just for listening to music or whatever. You can use it for taking calls, etc., etc. But one of the big things that it has, as you can see here, is the ability to record, transcribe, and summarize. And of course, it uses some AI for this. So it does have the ability to record, let's say, your call, your Zoom call, be able to use it as, your microphone as well as your output. It then stores it on the app. So OLEAP actually has an app there where it can then transcribe the information and do a AI-based summary on the information as well. So the purpose of this, of course, is taking a lot of that work away from you. Let's say you're one of these people that you're in a meeting and you're just, instead of having to sit with your keyboard or whatever, your laptop, and actually type out, do the notes for the meeting, etc., you could use this to kind of do all that work. You just kind of set it up. You could literally put it on the table, right, and just start it. You could have it here. If you're out making a call, you could record the call, have it transcribe. If you are listening, they actually give an example. If you're listening to like a podcast, you actually on the app, supposedly, I haven't tested it, you can go in and actually have the recording of the app and have it transcribed, so you could literally like read it later on if you wanted to. So kind of cool. It does have, as you can see, 50 dBs. Now it is ENC, not ANC. So it's not using microphones and all that kind of stuff to measure that. It's an electronic noise canceling, so just kind of be aware. But from some of the samples that I've heard, seems to do a pretty decent job. As you can see on the back here, you get some specifications. So again, we have that 50 dB. You have some information here, right? Driver size, speakers. You guys should be able to see that. It does say talk time. You should get in and around the 7 hours. Music playback in and around the 12 hours. And I think I saw somewhere it's about 40-ish hours, I believe, with the charging case. Okay, so you will get some additional, of course, but you should get full day. You should get a full day. And if you're taking, you're doing a meeting and stuff like that, you're on a flight, you're doing whatever you're doing. Again, this should primarily be with meetings. Now, for me, for instance, I do training over Zoom, so I could do a recording of the whole thing with this. My training sessions that I do usually don't ever exceed the talking part outside of breaks 6 hours. So this would come in handy. Anyways, let's just see what's in the box. So this is it here. Your voice, our innovation. Isn't that lovely? That's nice, hey? Looks like a little envelope. All right, what does it say? Dear OLEAP Explorer, la 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 la. You don't care. I get it. That's kind of nice. I like that. It's a nice box. It's presented very well. Now, I do believe, this is them here. I do believe, where's my camera? I do believe that these come in possibly 2 different color choices. So you can get them in this black, as you guys can see them here, or you can get them in a white. So depending which you like. The black's nice. From the images that I saw with the white's also quite pretty. Doesn't sound like there's anything else in there. You do get a user manual and a charging case. Now, I would have loved to have seen the charging case and the headphone be the same color. That would have been nice. But I'm guessing this is, as you can see, it's kind of an off-white. So I would have loved to have seen them match. And I'm guessing if you look at this color, that would be kind of the color of the actual white version of the actual headset. And then you get this box here, which just does not want to come out. Why am I having so much problems lately there we go. I have to use my knife. Anyways, what comes in here? You are going to get, my guess is it's a charging cable, right? So yeah, so a nice little, it's a proprietary cable, as you can see, right? It's not using a traditional USB-C. I don't know why they wouldn't just use a traditional USB-C for that, but nothing else in the box. It has a USB-C port right there. Maybe this is if you want to charge these on their own. So this would just sit like this, and you could charge this, right? Just set that up on the side, and then this, my guess would be you could charge it just normally. It does come with a little dongle, so if you are having issues, I guess, with your Bluetooth, or if you want to be able to maybe pair this in with your computer, it does have a dongle that you can use, which is nice, right? That's there. It is USB-C, so not USB-A. Good, right? Because this would fit just in here. Yes, and you can actually see that it is flashing blue and red right now. So it does seem like it's already in a pairing mode. So let's actually go into here and bring up Bluetooth. Okay, Bluetooth. We should see at the bottom, I'm guessing that we should see, yeah, OLEAP Archer. Boom, there we go. That's quick and painless. Yes, should be connected. Doesn't look like there's anything actually on these for like having to peel off or anything like that. I do like this is nice and like it's nice and bendy, which is good. So it should fit nice. Microphone and all that looks good. There's a little button right there. My guess may be that that's like like a mute button. And for better communication, it says right on there, and that's your main button. Now, the other thing too, right, is this kind of fits on your right ear. So there's no way for this to fit if you're someone that likes it on your left ear, right? There's just unless it's facing the other way. The microphone goes all the way up like to this, right? It does spin all the way around, but you know, if I wanted that on this ear, is that even gonna work? No. So it just right. It goes around, which is great, but it is designed for being on this ear. And as you can see too, by the style of the actual earbud itself, it doesn't go into the ear canal. So that's going to be something to do with the actual sound quality because it's not actually going to seal. Primarily, this is going to be not for listening to music. This is going to be primarily for doing calls. So you just kind of want to be able to hear them, right? So this goes on. Okay, I'm with you so far, right? This goes on here. This goes in, and that's kind of it, right? There we are. It fits okay. Again, because it's not, headphones, you don't get that pressure. Now, you could easily wear these all day because they're super light. They are. Um, there's no pressure. The only thing is that, again, it doesn't go in your ear. And if it would have went in your ear, then it would have kind of fastened itself to your ear better. I don't think it's going to fall off by any means, but, you know, you're always going to be trying to figure out kind of how to get that optimum sound. So you're kind of going to want to be playing with that. It is what it is. Now they do have an OLEAP software. Now I just went and searched a little bit ahead of time, right, to go look. I don't know if inside the manual. Oh yeah, connect to the OLEAP app. So it does have a QR code inside here. My guess is it's this OLEAP app that I downloaded because I did just do a search for OLEAP and that's what came up. So I'm gonna see this. Good start. Oh, log in. Okay, let's try to log in. Yeah, I agree. I'll log in and I'll be right back. Okay, as far as logging in, fairly painless. You can use either Google or your Apple account. So I'm going to say find Bluetooth. Yes, indeed. I have a connecting coming up right there. Headphones connected, 78% battery, automatic binding prop, right? Successfully activated and a quota has been received. Now fully embark on the experience. Because what I've been told is this does have, what I think is that it does have a paid feature because a lot of that AI processing is done online, right? So I'm going to check the firmware here just to see. New version. Okay, so I have a version to download. So it is downloaded. That was fast. I have to say it downloaded like boom. Now the upgrading process a little bit slower. As you can see, right? It's kind of chugging. Now it did download quick, which was excellent, but it's depending on your phone will depend on how long this part takes. So we're just gonna hang tight. Okay, so firmware is done. And I was kind of, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to turn this over here. I was putting it back in here. You'll see how it's got the red flashy light, so it's charging. Yes. And when you open the lid, it goes to the blue. Yeah. So it's connecting. So my thought at first, I was like, I wonder, right, if at this point in time, when you open the app, will it see it? So actually, I have to close the app and reopen it. Hold on. So I wondered when you opened the app, it was here, right? You could go into record. Yeah, so you could record from here. So if you just wanted to set this up on the table and not have it in your ear, so it kind of picked up all the ambient stuff. So let's just pretend I'm using this mode uses headphones, media, and ambient. Okay, let's go to ambient, right? So I'm here and we'll go click. So I'm just trying to see what this would be like if it was sitting in the case to see how well it would work. Just because maybe you want to have a conversation with somebody at the local coffee shop and record that. Stop. So then we go into our records and you'll see it's up here, right? So this is our top one. So I'm going to click on that. Ambient. We have a transcribe. And see, this is the thing, right? You'll see it does this cloud-based, right? So there are some settings here. So I'm going to say generate. And again, if you had a long video, who knows how long this would take, or long audio clip, right? I just want to see if it picked it up good from inside there. So I'm just trying to see what this would be like if it was sitting on the case to see how well it would work, just because maybe you want to have a conversation with somebody at the local coffee shop and record it. That seems good, right? Little summary. Speaker A is trying to determine how something would work when placed in a case. That seems legit. That seems legit. Right? I also went, while I was waiting for my camera to charge, I actually did the media. So you can record media. So I actually had a song playing. So you'll see here, I was listening to Korn. Anyways, right? Watching the rise and by salvation don't bring such a lack of compassion. I thought it was big, funny games and say it all the same. I want something to do. It took out, it read all the music. And if you go into the summary, right? A speaker A expresses various thoughts. They mention watching something rise and by salvation, core image, Ross. So it's kind of cool. I wasn't sure if it would be able to pick up, like, when we're recording media, if it had to be like vocal media. But that was a song. So even if you wanted to possibly transcribe like lyrics and stuff like that. Okay. And then you have like headset storage, right? So remaining 133 minutes of headset storage. So kind of cool. Just before we, I'm going to go test this some more. But anyways, we have our firmware. We have an equalizer. Equalizer is good, but to be honest with you, normal was, for me, was the best sounding. Recording settings, all you have here is if you wanted to automatically transcribe. So if you wanted to actually, once you stopped it, that it was good. And then you have transcribe settings, what language you're going to transcribe in. So you'll see there's a fair bit, right? There's a fair bit of languages inside there. And then enable speaker recognition so it knows who it is. So kind of cool. And then, of course, when you actually hit the record button, it doesn't just start recording, but you have these 4 different. So if you're in a call, personal, ambient, which is what I did, I think, when it sits in a case, and then media. Yeah, pretty slick, I'd say. Pretty slick indeed. All right, I'm going to try this out, and then I will be right back. I have a training class that I have to do, so I'm going to see how it works. Okay, so I have had a chance to actually record my some of my class that I was doing. I just kind of used that ambient mode because I thought that was kind of cool. And it's one of the times that the mic is actually furthest away from your mouth. So it's got, the highest chance of not hearing you possibly, right? Because it's away. So I actually had it sitting between me and my computer, sitting there to listen to everything. And now I'm curious because you'll see it does show, I believe, that it's still connected, but I should now be able to go to my records, and it's fairly long, right? It's 23 minutes that I recorded. So we'll take that. We'll hit the transcribe. It's 11:38, right? We'll hit transcribe. My guess would be this may take a little bit of time. So 11:38, let's see how long this takes. And 23 minutes worth of audio. All right, so that wasn't actually bad. It took about a minute. So I'd say that's good. So you'll see, right?
transcribe, ambient recording starting. How's my lovely peeps doing this morning? Good morning. It says, oh, but it says speaker A, so it got some of those wrong, but it is coming through its computer, right? Anyways, good morning, good morning. I had a good night. I slept. Yes. Oh wow. Oh, she's supposed to say I slept, but it's a lot of people were talking over each other. Sleep is important to anybody else to get a chance to do some review. A little bit, yeah. I saw almost all of us, right? I slept. It's honestly, I slept too. Wow, you need some sleep. Yeah, blah blah. This is our conversation before the class actually started. So, I'm one of those people that needs to understand how it is in practice, right? It's affecting how I actually get do some teaching for insurance. So I get to put it into practice a little bit. So I actually kind of like that. Anybody else get a chance to do some reading except for our sleep? It's really good. Now, if I hit the summary, right, it goes through different participants pending, right? It actually has Cheryl to find out if this person is doing certain things, goes through and talks about what we did. That's pretty cool. Now, the only thing that I don't know is how much this costs, because when you go into the OLEAP software, right, and you go back inside here, so you have your headset storage. I have lots, 133 minutes remaining. Mobile storage has everything kind of stored. You can break it down into what kind, right? Is it a personal? Is it ambient, right? Is it media generated, et cetera, et cetera? You can even do call recordings, I guess. The only thing I don't know, again, is because it is done offline, right? And you'll see when I go into my little user, right? I have 275 minutes left. Okay. So I don't know. Next reset happens on the 23rd. I don't know if this is free 300 minutes indefinitely, or do I have to pay for more minutes? I have an account, right? But it's unset, so I don't really have anything. Maybe if I actually created an account, an actual official account, it would tell me the prices, device, language, about us, etc., etc. So I don't necessarily know the exact amount that it would have for paying, but there has to be a paid structure for sure. So if I can find that information, I'll put it down below. So you guys will put it in the description. Um, but yeah, it actually does a really good job. And that was ambient. That was sitting out here, not even in my head. Yeah, very cool. Anyways, I'll put links down below to where you can pick this up, take a look at it. And again, if I can find out information on like their pricing for a subscription, I'll see if I can find that out as well. All right, guys, that's it for me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. And this is the OLEAP. I do think it's cool, right? I do think it's cool. And I love that when you close it, that part's there, that it automatically goes into charging. And then you open it up and it automatically wakes up and you can do this ambient recording. I think that's really cool. All right, guys, I'm out. Later.